Okay, welcome. I'm all close. That part scared y'all. Okay, go ahead and get your note-taking materials. If you're new to this live, welcome. We do a different thing every day, and yeah, that's how that goes. So we're gonna start. Once you gather your note-taking materials physically or virtually, then you can go ahead and get your breaths or do your breaths first and then gather your note-taking materials. 3 inhales and exhales. Inhale, exhale, like that. And what you're doing is you're calming the limbic system. You're calming down the amygdala. This is emotional regulation so that the prefrontal cortex is present and it understands that its role is to take this information in and use it because it's extremely important to brain health and cognitive development. So on your own, go ahead and inhale and exhale 3 times. Good morning. I am Dr. Donna Louise Thomas-Rodgers, daughter of Leslie Darnell Thomas, granddaughter of Arthur Jethro Evelyn II, and great granddaughter of Levi Thomas. Welcome to your morning mental workout. And today we will be discussing the right amygdala. I did some research 2 days ago just wanting to know the size of the amygdala and how much it weighed. I presented that information yesterday. So if you'd like that information, good morning, Regina. It is basically like this, a little bit smaller than this. Got a nice little almond in my hand, and it's shaped like an almond. It's 2 sides. It has you have a left amygdala and a right amygdala. And as I came across this information, we're putting a pause on the principles of real leadership and as they are linked to neuroprobability, neuroplasticity, and neurogenesis, because you need this information. So it's going to help you absorb the remaining 62, I think, no, it might be 58 because we were on 14 principles of real leadership. And so as I was having a conversation with Nola, I was telling her that there are parts of the brain that have a left and a right, regions of the brain. So they are a part of the left hemisphere as well as the right hemisphere, and they have different functions based upon the functionality of those hemispheres. So we're going to explore that first. That will give you more resources. So as you navigate day in and day out, you understand exactly why you're doing what you're doing. So yesterday we talked about the left amygdala, and we understand that what makes the amygdala take over is a weak prefrontal cortex. So that means that if your prefrontal cortex is weakened or because of sleep, so let me get this correct. So chronic stress weakens the prefrontal cortex and sleep deprivation. So if you are under continuous stress, you can't think, you can't reason, you can't sleep, you are not using your working memory, and you are working and operating at a deficit. And so that little bitty amygdala right there takes over this whole thing and starts cutting the fool. And so that's why it's important to have emotional regulation. That's how you learn how to hold yourself personally accountable, because the prefrontal cortex is in charge. We found out yesterday as well that everything associated with the left hemisphere, which is language and words, and all of that is what ignites the left amygdala, and then you start ruminating. What was said, what you read, what you heard, now you're just ruminating. And we know that rumination just means that you're just going to keep thinking about it and 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 thinking about it. Whew! And then you ain't going to do shit. No solution. No solution whatsoever. You're just going to keep thinking about what you heard, what was said, what you read. So that's no bueno. Okay, that's absolutely no bueno. That's why you need to reduce, eliminate stress, get it out of your life, and you need proper sleep without caffeine and Ambien. You need to just let the adenosine do its job so that the brain can do its job, because the prefrontal cortex need to be running.